Hey everybody, it's Tom Cherryholmes with the FujiNet project, and I wanted to make a quick status video showing you guys the progress that I've been making over the last couple of weeks with the FujiNet for the Coleco Atom, and in particular the configuration program. In this video, I will take you through a basic workflow showing how Atom users will take and mount disk images from remote servers, remote TNFS file servers. So with that, we'll go to our next screen here. On this particular screen, we have a Coleco Atom going through my capture device on the left, and on the right, we have a debug monitor showing the debug output from the FujiNet so you can see network traffic. The configuration program lives inside the flash on the FujiNet. And when you cold start the FujiNet, it will take and boot it into the Atom automatically. Let's go ahead and do that. Within a few moments, the configuration program starts, and because this particular FujiNet does not have any configuration information on it, it will immediately start to scan for networks. In our case, we found 13 nearby wireless networks. And as an added bonus, if you look on the top line, you'll see the MAC address. This is so if you need to take and put this MAC address into your router, you have the opportunity to get it here while we're still scanning for a network. In addition, you can also take and select a hidden SSID if your network isn't on the list. If your network should be on the list, you can also rescan it, or you can skip it entirely if all you wish to do is to use the local SD card slot for storage. In our case, we're going to take and select my home network here, press return, and we need to enter my password. Press return again, and within a few moments, it will take and connect, get us an IP address, and we will find ourselves at the host and disk slot screen. We can look at our network configuration by pressing the ForSmart key here. And you can see that it's given us all the information that we need so we can find our FujiNet, including our host name, our IP address, and the BSSID of the access point that we've connected to. Also very helpful is the FujiNet version here, in case that you need it for tech support. So, you can also take and change the SSID if you need to change to a different network, in which case it will rescan and go through the process of choosing the network again, or you can reconnect to the network you already have in memory if you lose signal for one reason or another. We press return to come back, and we'll find that our host slots are empty as well as our disk slots. Our disk slots are empty, we don't have anything connected, and if we were to take and press the reset again, we would come right back to the configuration program. But because we already have the configuration information in, it's taking us directly to the host screen here. Let's go ahead and add an external network file server here with some applications on it. Go ahead and hit enter. Of course, if you have an SD card slot, you can also specify it as one of the host slots as well. Yes, there are visual glitches. I will get them dealt with. Selecting a host slot will show you the files present on that file server. The file server software protocol is called TNFS, and the TNFS file server software can easily be gotten from the FujiNet website and installed on your computer, on your file server, or on your network attached storage device. So if you want to take and run one of these, more power to you. Let's go ahead and select the games folder. And you'll see a list of some of the games that we have here. You can see the icon on the left-hand side, which indicates that this is a digital data pack. And we try the best that we can to fit the text on screen, ellipsizing as needed. We'll go ahead and select Donkey Kong Jr., but if all we really want to do is take and mount this read-only and boot it immediately, well, we can press the 6 Smart key here to do this immediately. We'll see within a few moments it will take and mount it, get it ready, and then immediately start booting the game. You'll see right here that it's still loading it off of the network, and this is literally being streamed from a DigitalOcean cloud server all the way to this Atom, courtesy of the FujiNet. And you can see right there, it's working. It's doing a great job here. And you can see it's loading blocks in the background as we start the game. All good. And in fact, if we take and hit the reset key right now, since this is mounted, it will load again. Go ahead and let it stop here. And I will press the reset key on the FujiNet. The FujiNet resets. And we will find ourselves back at the configuration program. Let's look at something else. I don't know, maybe start up Smart Basic. I'm going to really press my luck here. Now, if I take and hit the Enter key instead of pressing the F6 key here, it gives me the opportunity to take and select which slot I wish to take and put this into, as well as provide some details about the file in question. We can also eject any slots here, so we can take and eject anything that we don't want in just before we do the mount. We have the opportunity to do it here too. Of course, we can press the Escape key at any time to abort. We'll take and mount this in drive slot 1. We selected drive slot 1. We need to select a desired mode in which we want to do this with. We have the option for doing read-only and read-write. Now with TNFS, only one user can have the read-write lock. So anybody else wishing to use this particular disk image would need to mount it read-only. And in fact, it's common practice for public TNFS servers to not have any read-write permissions whatsoever. We'll go ahead and mount it read-only. And we'll find ourselves back at the host slot screen. We'll see that Smart Basic is now sitting in slot 1. We can, of course, hit F6 to boot. And we find ourselves right here at Smart Basic, running just fine. Right now, I only have read support for DDP. I don't have any of the other media types, disk or ROM implemented yet, but I will implement those shortly. I'm going to take and end this demonstration now by booting up a preliminary copy of PlatoTerm to connect to Errata Online. We'll do that by, again, pressing the reset on the FujiNet. And we'll go into the same file server as before. And we'll go into the comms folder here. And we'll go to Errata Online. This is a PlatoTerm disk image pre-configured to connect to Errata Online. This will use the built-in facilities on the FujiNet, the network card on the FujiNet, to take and connect to Errata Online and provide the terminal interface. And here we are. We connect to the host, and within a few moments we'll find ourselves on Errata Online. you can just as easily log in as guest. All good. And you can see it's a graphical online service using Plato Protocol. Yeah, let's take a look at some notes. Notes are like forum postings. You can see this is essentially a 512 by 512 Plato display compressed to fit on the Adams 256 by 192 display. We'll look at the public notes file. See bits and pieces in color. And somebody has a question about Airfight. That's note number 92. Let's take a look. Anybody know how to pilot the plane? Yeah, sure. Well, there's some responses here. We can take a look at them. And it looks like there's another one. Yes, for how to pilot the plane, etc. So we have forums and forum postings. All good. Awesome. Let's take and hit shift stop here to get out of here. Boom. I'm going to take and press Control D to continue. And we'll do another one here as soon as I can get back to the main menu. This is using a preliminary version of the network device, which only has one single protocol adapter for TCP. Now that the protocol is stable, I can hook up all of the other protocol adapters. What's in games? Let's find out. Lots of online multiplayer games here, such as Airfight, which is a multiplayer flight simulator. Avatar, which is a multiplayer MMORPG. In fact, one of the first. You have board games like Backgammon and Battleship, and traditional games like Bingo and Checkers. And you also have others. You can go to the next page here. And you can see another dogfight simulator, Empire, which is a Star Trek game, multiplayer again. Go, multiplayer Mahjong, Moon War, and Moria, which is another MMORPG on the system, and others. Let's take just as an example here. I'm actually going to take and log out real quick. And log back in with my account so I can show you Avatar real quick. I really need to optimize that block fill. In a few moments, we'll find ourselves back at the main menu. Oh, come on. I guess this is an indication for me to stop the demo right here. But you guys get a good idea. Still a lot more work to be done, but hopefully you guys can see that work is progressing quite nicely. So with that, like I said, end the video here. And as always, until next time, guys, have fun.